Well, hello there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2018 Nissan Armada, a 3-row, 3-ton SUV. And some of you may think this is the budget brother to the true luxury supertanker, the Infiniti QX80. So right off the bat, this car not only has to compete against its more expensive brother, but it also has to compete against cars like the Mercedes-Benz GLS, the all-new Lincoln Navigator, and the Cadillac Escalade. But mechanically, this car is almost identical to that QX80. The exterior sheet metal might be a little sexier in that car, but all in all, it's pretty much the same. And this Nissan Armada has been with us since 2016. So let's go inside and see how the interior is holding up for this 2018 model year. This second generation of Armada came out in 2016, and since then not too much has changed. Now with the interior, we do have quite a few interesting touches because we're in the Platinum Reserve model. So we have this open pore wood here, the multicolour leather with the different stitching, and it feels really quite nice in here. Nissan doesn't want you to forget that you're in the Platinum Reserve as well, because it has it embossed here on the center console as well as the individual seats for the first and second row. Now there's quite a few things you can play with in this car because it has all of the features that you'd expect. It has blind spot monitoring, radar assisted cruise control, lane keep assist, but the best feature it has is this. Look at that. How amazing is that? Now, not only is it really cool and it's a great wow factor, but it's actually really quite useful. So let's say you have 5 people behind you, or even 6 people. This car can be optioned to be an 8-seater. Now, if you have all those people behind you, chances are they are blocking your rearward visibility. So you flip the monitor and that camera in the back is now transmitting the feed. It's a brilliant system. I wish more cars had it because it is really quite clever. Other great things you get here at the front, we have a heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated front seats, rear seat entertainment. The middle row here, they have heated seats as well. And there's a lot in here to like, but there's a few things that I'm not so keen on. First of all, the 8-inch touchscreen doesn't have the capability to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. That's a bit of a shame. And with the touchscreen, there are a few too many buttons below it. I've had this car for a few days now and I still haven't thoroughly made sense of it. You have a tiny little center screen in between the 2 dials that has the same resolution as the original Pong did, and there is a bit of flex here up on the door cards. But really, that's my criticisms aside. Let's see what this car is like to drive. Well, I'll be honest, car probably isn't the best way to describe this vehicle. I think tank is a little more fitting because this thing is ridiculously huge. Driving it isn't so much of an issue though, because, well, for one, the steering is very light. That's not, there's one thing I don't really like about it particularly. You can steer the car with just a finger. So look, it's easy to do. But because of that, you have absolutely no connection to the front wheels. You have no idea what's going on. The Armada comes with one powertrain configuration, a 5.6-litre V8, and it produces 390 horsepower and 385 pound-feet of torque. It's naturally aspirated as well, so you have this actually really nice engine note. And this engine is able to pull up to 8,500 pounds, and I can only imagine it does it very well because this engine doesn't feel like it's being exercised by the weight alone of this tank. Again, the size is just something I can't get over with this thing. I'm sure that if I were to go bumper karting with a bus, I would win. I mean, the height of it is ridiculous in itself. The bonnet is nearly as tall as that hatchback, whatever it is, coming up here. But even though it is massive, I'm not having any difficulty taking it through this back end alley wherever I am. I've got no idea. But when it comes to parking, that's a little bit of a different issue. And the biggest thing I wish it had that it doesn't is some kind of self-parking feature. When you want to perpendicular park in just a typical supermarket or a mall, if you aim it perfectly in between the lines, you still don't really have that much space to get out of the car. The Nissan Armada does offer a lot to the full-size SUV buyer. It's got space, it's got power, and above all of that, it's got presence. Now, with this top-of-the-line Platinum Reserve, it comes at $78,000 Canadian. So you do get a lot of car for a lot of money. But the interesting thing about that price point is that at $78,000, that is where the Nissan caps out. But for the Infiniti QX80, that is where it starts. So the question you have to ask yourself if you're looking to buy that car is the exterior styling and the more powerful engine really worth that additional cost to you? If it isn't, then I highly suggest you have a look at this Nissan Armada, as I'm sure it will present more value to you than that car will. So that's been everything from me. Thank you so much for watching here on Motormouth Canada. My name is Max Landi, and I hope to see you again.